Hello there. Today we are starting with part 12 of how to create Google Forms. In part 12 of how to create Google Forms, we are going to learn about what is response validation and how to apply it. Note that we will not be learning all response validation operations since it is impossible for a person to learn response validation in one go. Now, we are going to apply response validation to a short answer question type. To learn how to create Google Forms, visit my playlist on forms and learn from scratch about adding, exporting, etc. questions into and from Google Forms. Now I will go to my Google Drive to access the Google form to which I want to apply response validation.
Screen sharing. Desktop list. M. New tab. Personal. Microsoft Edge window.
You could either visit your Google form from Drive or go to forms.google.com and use the interface to go to recent forms and then visit the form to which you want to apply response validation. Or you can create a new form, add questions to the form, and apply response validation as per your requirements. You might have remembered that we previously saw the basic interface of creating Google Forms on a laptop, and we had created a Google form for party invitation. We are going to apply response validation on the same form.
D. Google Drive. Loading page. TTPS//drive.go unselected. Loading. Main landmark. Table. Party in. Table. Tabasum. Table. Party invite Google Forms you edited bullet 1755. Loading page. Party invite. Google Form. Form title edit multi-line part. Loading complete.
Here is our party invite Google form which we had created using the template. And if you haven't watched that video, make sure to watch it. Now, what basically is response validation? Response validation means to validate a response from a participant. Now, when someone submits Google Forms, so suppose you have created a Google form in which you have created several questions and you want the participants to enter the answer appropriately. Now, when you are using, suppose, HTML to create forms on websites, we have different input types which help us to validate responses better. However, in Google Forms, this is not what we do. For example, in HTML, when we use input type tell, that indicates that the user who is entering the answer in the form has to enter a telephone number. Anything else is unacceptable. So, in a similar fashion, we are going to apply response validation on your name question in this form.
Form title, formatting, form description, formatting, question edit, formatting options 2, question edit multi-line selected. What is your name?
This is the question, what is your name? We are going to make sure that people cannot enter less than 3 characters in a name because I think there might not be a name which is of 2 characters or 3 characters. So we'll make sure that people are unable to enter less than 3 characters.
Formatting options toolbar. Add inline image but question types list.
Question types list will enable us to choose different question types. Currently, it is set to short answer.
Duplicate question button. Delete question button. Required checkbox not checked.
Required checkbox not checked. This is the checkbox which enables a question to be required. When the user does not fill out the field, the form will not get submitted. If you apply response validation to a given question, make sure to make it required, or else the participant can enter nothing and leave the field empty and the form will be submitted.
Checked. More options menu button collapsed sub-menu.
Press on more options.
Expanded. Show description not checked 1 of 2.
Show description. This is, we can add a description to a given question using this. I'll down arrow,
Response validation not checked 2 of 2.
press response validation,
More options menu button collapsed sub-menu.
tab,
Add question edit multi-line selected can you attend? Formatting question edit multi-line what is your name? What? Formatting options 2. Add in line question response validation type list. Number 1 of 4.
response validation type. So here is a list. We'll down arrow number, and we can, okay, we'll first check how we can work with response validation of number. Tab,
Response validation operation list. Greater than 1 of 10.
greater than 1 of 10. So we have a list of response validation that we can apply to number. So we can again down arrow,
Greater than or equal to not selected 2 of 10.
greater than or equal to. So as you down arrow, the text box below this field will also change, like
Greater than 1 of 10.
greater than. So you will tab, so you will find a text box where you can enter the number which small, the number to which smaller number should not be entered.
Greater than or equal to not selected 2 of 10.
Greater than or equal to, same,
Less than not selected 3 of 10.
less
Less than or equal to not selected 5 of 10. Not equal to not selected 6 of 10. Between not selected 7 of 10.
Now for this, you will have two text boxes where you have to enter numbers, like for example, you want numbers between 5 and 10. So you can enter 5 in the first field and 10 in the second field.
Not between not selected 8 of 10.
Similarly, you can do not between,
Is number not selected 9 of 10.
is a particular given number,
Whole number not selected 10 of 10.
should be a whole number. Okay, so these are the options in response validation of number. Let's shift tab to the type.
Response validation operation list greater than. Response validation type list. Number 1. Text not selected 2 of 4.
Text,
Length not selected 3 of 4.
length, and regular.
Regular expression not selected 4 of 4.
So we are not going to look at length and regular expression because they are similar. Now in length, what you have to do is use different regular expressions to define the, like what, for example, we'll see length first.
Length not selected 3 of 4. Text not length not selected 3 of length 3 of 4. Response validation operation list. Maximum character count 1 of 2.
Maximum character count
Minimum character count not selected 2 of 2.
or minimum character count. So here we'll enter minimum character count, that should be 3.
Number edit blank.
3.
3.
Then tab.
3. Custom error text edit blank.
Custom error text means if your response validation criteria is not met, then a given text will appear, which you can set using this edit box. And that's it. Your response validation will be applied. But let's look at the other types.
Number response validation type list. Length 3. Text not selected 2 of 4. Number not selected 1 of 4. Text length 3 of 4.
Length,
Regular expression not selected 4 of 4.
regular expression. So we are not going to look at regular expression because we need to enter text in a certain format which defines how your responses will be accepted. Okay, so it is similar to coding. It is not coding, but it is similar to that.
Length 3 of 4. Text not selected 2 of 4. Number not selected 1 of 4.
And the only part which we are left with is text.
Text not selected 2 of 4.
Enter.
Text 2 of 4.
Tab.
Response validation operation list. Contains 1 of 4.
Contains and not contains. These are the two options where again we'll have to use regular expression to define what should be contained or not contained.
Doesn't contain not selected 2 of 4. Email not selected 3 of 4.
We can select email if the response validation, if the field should contain email. For example, you could ask participant for their email or their parents' email or whatever.
URL not selected 4 of 4.
URL means Uniform Resource Locator, which could be any link. So if you select this, then the participant will be required to enter a link for the response to be valid. So you could ask the participants for the link to their website or whatever you want to ask them for.
Screen sharing.
So that's it for response validation. This is how you apply response validation. These are just the basics, and you can learn more by searching on Google or whatever you think is appropriate. It is not possible to learn response validation in one go. Make sure to check out my series so that you learn Google Form from scratch. That's it, guys, for today. Until next time. Bye bye.
Hi everyone. If you like my video, so please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. If you have any doubt, then you can write it in the comments section down below. I will try to answer it soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.